I only have one fun car to drive right now.
At least drive it.
That's true.
I don't think I drive.
That's true. I've driven on track like...
I don't think I drive cars anymore.
I think like 6 times this year I've been on track.
6 more times than I have, Matchew.
Yeah.
What's up, boys and girls?
We're here.
Welcome.
We're doing a quick podcast.
Welcome back.
I feel like we need to explain, what we've been doing.
We've been lost in life.
What have we been doing?
Floundering.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got, it seems like some stuff on the horizon that...
It's just been a lot of slow-moving crap in the background that's not enjoyable to watch.
What do you call that? You have slow-burning things.
It's like the commercials that you don't want to watch on television. That's like what we've been doing. Fast forward to the commercials.
Oh, okay.
See the show.
All right, I got you.
Come on, Matchew. It's not that late yet.
Late.
It's not that late.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk about some updates tonight, what's coming to the channel, what we're working on, and then
We haven't given up completely yet.
We haven't given up completely. We're going to talk about Matchew's next car because he still has yet to get his, what's this thing called, GT86?
GR86.
GR86.
Gazoo Racing.
From Toyota.
Fucking Toyota, man.
They're shafting him. Toyota, you're shafting my man Matchew, not delivering the reservation. All right, so updates. What are we working on? Project S2000.
I'm really excited to see how that all comes together.
We just launched the mini-series for the complete suspension overhaul. Mm-hmm. We worked with Alex on the all-motor tuning mini-series. That was a success. The car made more power everywhere. I was very happy with that. Had it on track at Lime Rock last year when we tested it. After
power? Or that was after?
That was before everything.
Yeah.
But we aired that episode after we did the all-motor tuning series. Wasn't in love with the way it handled. It's still very edgy. But again, I have an AP1 with just coilovers and a bigger front sway bar. And that's it. Nothing to address the toe-in in the rear under suspension compression. So. Did
you do a lot of modifications to the alignment?
I aligned it.
Yeah.
As best I could with what I had on the stock eccentrics. So I have a lot of hopes for the new setup, and I'll say this: I'm getting old. Matchew. Mm-hmm. I really haven't enjoyed driving the Miatas the last couple of times I drove them. I want some comfort in a car, mm-hmm. And where that S2000 is, at least before all these spherical bushings. Although Alex says it's gonna be good, mm-hmm. But that it feels more premium and just more comfortable. Even though the S2000 is still kind of a louder car, it's definitely not as loud as my NB with poly bushings. And the NA, forget it, that thing's just loud.
I got something to say to this because I have recent experience with this.
Yes, you do.
I just drove it up to Club Motorsports in New Hampshire.
Drove what?
My Turbo NA Miata.
Yes.
With a hard top and racing seats.
Yep.
That's 4.5 hours.
You got a lot of things working against you there, buddy.
Yeah. It was a little rough going up there. Then I drove it on track all day the next day.
Yep.
And then I drove it up to Maine, to my wife's grandparents, where they have a cabin up in Maine. We go to every summer. And then.
How much do you love the Miata after all that driving around?
Well, I'm shopping around for another car that's more comfortable right now. So. I have been. I've wanted a GR86 since they announced it. I ordered one in January.
Still hasn't gotten it.
But we'll touch base on that a little bit more after we.
It's hard, man. It's hard because especially once you get used to driving something that's semi-quiet. I daily a '98 Lexus LX 470 and it's quiet inside. The RX-8 was quiet when I was dailying that more. It still is quiet.
Yep.
You hop out of that a car like that, and then something like the NB, it's just what the fuck? You drive around for an hour, you're ringing a little bit because of the NVH that's going on in there.
I actually really like driving my NA Miata with the top down, just because there's less NVH.
It gets rid of all that.
It doesn't look as good without a hard top.
I can't do it. I'm way too superficial now.
Yeah.
But no, I got rid of the soft top, so I'm not gonna hoof the hard top off by myself. I just don't really have time or care to do that. Yeah. And I don't drive the cars that much anyways. But anyways, so the goal here is I really think the S2000 has the potential to be an ultimate roadster, right? That's what I wanted when I got into the Miata. I wanted an ultimate roadster, right? I bought the damn NB because I couldn't afford an S2000 when I was a young buck. But the S2000 has the powertrain. I'm sorry, like I love my ITV setup and like I'm proud of what I built with that. But like, man, the fucking, excuse my language, Honda engines are just
so much better.
They're awesome. I mean, that like gives you the experience, like, because none of these cars are like that fast at the end of the day, but like you have I would say adequate power in the S2000, and like it's just something about an engine singing out the 9000 and that gearbox. It's mechanical, it's metal on metal, it's like one of the best feeling gearboxes ever, and the car looks cool.
Yep.
I like the seating positioning with those cars. I'm a little bit lower than stock. They're comfy. The car is AC.
No one's making those stereotype jokes when you're driving around in an S2000 as opposed to a
Yeah, like it gets respected, and like I mean, I don't really give a shit because I always got my balls busted for driving Miatas, and that's what I'm most well known for is the Miata stuff. But like, there's just all those things. But anyways, we're doing it. As we're filming this right now, all my non-serviceable ball joint and bushing control arms for the S2000 are hanging back there. Matchew and I just painted them
those ones we just serviced?
Yeah, we just painted it with rust bullets, so that's another video that's coming out next. And then bushings and everything are getting pressed in after that they dry. So that's coming, and we're gonna bring the car back to Lime Rock hopefully before the season's over, test it with the new setup. I got the new rims that we designed in, our 5-spoke concave, nice looking wheel. They're forged 6061 aluminum. We may make them a production offering. I don't know. If you're interested, say something, message us. I'll put together a group buy list. We could do them in other sizes that are common and more concave, obviously, if you go wider. So yeah, I think the car is gonna like just kick ass and be it has potential to be one of the fastest cars we tested. Especially if I actually put 200 tread-wear tires on it, I think it will be one of the fastest cars that we tested, with everything dialed in. So that's coming.
Exoset will be on track. That we have one more track day at Lime Rock.
Yeah, Exoset's running. We just have to tune it. Everything's done.
Running, driving. It needs an alignment. It needs to be tuned.
And tuning.
And I need to get the blinkers working if we're going to register it on the street.
And we need blinkers.
Yep.
But that's it.
That's it.
So we're going to test that, and we'll start doing footage for that. Rotary Miata update. Talked to Mike Vargas Brothers, Angel Motorsports. He's saying that he's going to tow it up here in September when he visits Tommy. It's been almost 3 years since I've seen that fucking car.
Insane.
I'm not going to complain because they're definitely helping us out. Yeah, I mean, I may take the rotary engine from that and put it in the NB if I really like it. And then we'll put the ITB engine in the NA because that's probably more like period correct fitting. And then do a giveaway on the red Miata. If you guys like that idea, let us know. I throw it around all the time. Let's put it this way, a Miata's going. And I feel like I should keep the NB if I'm going to keep a Miata just because that car is a little bit more sentimental.
I also think like hopefully this, I mean, I'm not very experienced with rotaries, but like they're much smoother. Like I drove your RX-8 before.
It's fucking peripheral port. It's gonna be loud.
It's gonna be loud, but like, isn't it gonna be nice? Like the NVH might actually go down swapping a rotary into that.
I don't know.
And that might add something to that car.
Maybe.
I think.
My FD with poly bushings is not all too pleasant either. So.
And that's supposedly gonna.
And that's turbo rotary. Yeah. And the exhaust is quiet on it.
Yeah.
It still translates.
It's gonna be loud. You got to get the right mufflers, racing beat, right?
It has it's getting a racing beat. We're probably gonna have to like add a second muffler if we can somewhere.
But that thing, like, to what, 260 to 275 horsepower, somewhere around there?
They did the same setup. They said it did 270 something on pump, and then like over 300 on race gas.
And 2,300 pound car, 2,200 pound car.
I think it's that car was 2280 with the turbo, or 22. It was either 2280 or 2260 with the whole turbo setup. It's gonna get lighter because it's an NA rotary. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a nice recipe. Like I don't think you're.
It'll be a fun car to like drive on track. Probably not so much on the street.
Drive it that much.
No.
But.
No.
It'll be something when you do.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Those are our updates. So there's going to be content coming out for all those vehicles that we just talked about in the near future.
Yep. Hopefully we get some nice like fall scenic stuff too. Like we didn't take advantage of that last year. I want to get.
Matthew, don't put this out here because then we're going to be held to it.
Yeah, well, I'm putting it out there so we actually do it. I haven't done like something nicely shot in a while.
All right, well, we'll try to do a spotlight or something in a car we have not filmed. Maybe the S2000 needs a new revamp now that, like a new spotlight.
The Rotary Miata is what I'm thinking.
I think that car's gonna need some sorting, but like we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's talk about you, Matchew. Enough about my nonsense.
Toyota, what the
Matchew's got money burning a hole in his pocket from selling the Genesis, and he needs to buy something like yesterday.
I sold the Genesis because I actually went through Carvana. They came and picked it up. They looked, this woman got out of the car, looked at it real quick, was like, okay, here's your check. Like, it was so easy, and I got exactly what I paid.
We're not sponsored by Carvana, and we're not plugging them
like,
either.
I probably wouldn't buy a car from Carvana because they're all like...
And Carvana, if you want to use this, you better send us a fat check.
Yeah, seriously.
We're worth it.
So I've had this money set aside because I want something fun that doesn't beat me up like my NA Miata.
Yes. I know the feeling, Matchew.
Yeah, I want to be able to like have a kid hop in without having to buckle up a 4-point harness and a race seat and like complain about the noises that the car's making, and like I just want to be able to like lock a car with a key. Like I have to
like a remote.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, I can't speak to the children thing. I don't have any, but
I mean, so the GR86 seemed perfect for that. Like
yeah,
they kept it light. They added displacement, naturally aspirated displacement, by the way, too, which a lot of people complain that it's not turbo. Like when you really drive a car, like yeah, turbos are cool, but like there's something about the simplicity of no turbo.
But it's a terrible engine.
It's not the engine.
Fight me, internet. I hate flat engines. I'm the first one to say it. Prove me wrong that they're reliable and they go for 200,000 miles revving high. Somebody do it.
The world is not flat for you?
It's not flat for me. I'm sorry, but like there's something wrong with physics when you have cylinders going this way. I think it wears the head gasket. I don't know what happens. It's just not meant to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going to deal with all that because they're making good power. They're making
like pull the engine out and put a V6 in it like it should have had.
215 at the wheels. I would have driven that car. I would have driven the hell out of that car. And I wouldn't have even modded.
And then it would have blown up on track, and then Toyota wouldn't honor the warranty, just like they tried to shaft those other kids.
Then there was that problem, which was I'm sure that if anyone follows anything on those cars, the RTV issue with the excess RTV for the oil pan getting
sucked up by the sump.
And getting sucked up by the sump, and you can't even replace the sump with like there's more than one bolt that bolts the sump up. You have to like take off the timing cover to take off the other bolt for the sump. You can't even like replace it easily and then like fix the oil issue yourself.
Stupid engine layout.
It sucks. The whole situation sucks. I mean, that wouldn't have been that big a deal because I probably would have just re-RTV'd it myself right away. But then
who wants to do that to a brand new car?
But this is just if I was able to get the car. I ordered this car on January 22nd, and it is now August 22nd. It's August 23rd, and they still can't give me a damn date.
I mean, I've waited longer for much worse, but like, yeah.
But I'm seeing all over the place. Like maybe I should have like tried a little bit harder and gone to like a different dealer or something like that. But like, they quoted me 3 to 5 months when I said.
Yep.
When I first ordered.
Well, they lied.
I even put down a bigger deposit because they weren't going to give me a markup or anything, which is just ridiculous. You people paying these damn markups, you're ruining the damn car industry. Stop paying those prices.
Wow, you guys are really getting him fired up there.
Off.
Holy shit.
Like, why are people paying 10 grand over MSRP for a car?
Matchew, because the whole manufacturing and resale process here has just gone the complete crap. And
I'm getting pissed off right now.
I see that. Listen,
I'm not really pissed
It's
off.
worth as much as people are willing to pay, and if people are paying that, then they're going to keep doing it because they know they can get away with it. Yeah, you're right. It ruins the market. And here's the reason why I haven't been as like gung ho for cars is because I think they what they sell for now, it's like they're not worth it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I have the fastest out there, that Panigale V4, an 8-second motorcycle, and I paid less than 20 grand for it. And like the whole like trying to make a car do that stuff, especially when you factor in the price just to get the car, and then all the other crap that you got to worry about, like it ruins it for me. It just ruins it for me. I still love cars, but like there's nothing I can really get behind right now for what they cost. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I've been looking at cars for so long that like I've almost gotten used to the prices. I sent Quinn a link to an NC power retractable hardtop NC the other day. It was
$23,000.
$23,000
That used to be a $12,000 car.
for a 2013 with 40K miles. I mean, yeah, it had the Bilsteins and the limited slip differential.
I don't care. That's nuts.
Yeah, and I honestly, like, I didn't think it was nuts because I've been just looking at cars like it's like the new norm.
I was watching I see S2000s that sell for $50,000. I love the S2000, but there's no way in hell it's worth 50 grand. I wouldn't even spend 20 grand on an S2000 today. Like, I don't even think it's worth that. I bought mine for $9,800. I mean, it was a long time ago, but still.
Yeah, I know.
It's tough.
It's crazy. It's putting me off too.
It just ruins it. It really does ruin it. Like, you're paying a premium to have the car, and like, it just shouldn't be that way. It's not right.
Yeah.
So potentials, alternatives for you.
Alternatives. I mean, we talked.
Well,
about
we talked about NC, so let's just touch on the NC.
Yeah.
I like the NC.
I like the NC too.
It's got an RX-8 derived suspension that's shortened.
There's plenty of aftermarket for it.
I like the size of it for a Miata.
Yeah.
I think NC3 is the best looking one. It looks good with that club lip and the side skirts.
I like the power retractable hardtop too.
It's a little weird looking, I think, with the hardtop, but like, I mean, I think I would get it strictly. I think it'd be a quieter interior.
Mm-hmm. That's my thought process.
I like the interior on the NC. I think it's like kind of nice too.
Yep.
ND is like way too cramped. I just like can't get behind that car. I know people love it, but it's, I mean, the car itself is good, but like the interior sucks. It's way too small.
Yeah. My dad's got an ND too. It's a soft top, which I don't want a soft top. Like that's kind of what's putting me off to an S2000 is like the fact that I'd have to get a hard top and everything. But
and it's still not that quiet.
It's not going to be as refined. But my dad's ND is nice. I mean, maybe that's because I've driven the only time I've driven it.
They're good. They're good cars. It's just like you should. I think they should have kept the size of the NC. I think the NC was the best size Miata. And this is me getting older, right? Like when I was younger, NA Miata or bust.
Yeah.
And I dailied NA Miatas forever, but it's like now, like I just feel so Mickey Mouse in the car.
Yeah. Plus, you're gonna die if you get hit by a freaking Corolla nowadays. A Corolla's lightweight. Like. I
mean, like I would use that argument by riding motorcycles. So like, there's that, you know.
Can't really talk. So yeah, there's newer Miata. Even an NDRF I've looked at too, and you can find some of them like in 25s, but like it still seems like a lot of money.
It is a lot of money for a slow car.
One thought process was actually like we like the FRS BRZ GT86 platform. Like I think it's like I think the size, the proportion, the weight, it's all great.
I loved the concept of the FRS when it came out. It was really, really appealing to me, and I would have bought one brand new for a daily driver if they didn't put that shitty flat engine in there.
So I was thinking maybe like since I can't find the right car, maybe I could build the right car. If I could find one of those in decent shape with maybe a blown motor or something like that. K-Power Industries to the rescue. They sell a literal like bolt-on kit, everything you need, ECU. Air conditioning adapter, like everything, new drive shaft, like literally everything you need to bolt on a K24 to the FRS platform.
And it shaves weight.
And it shaves 140 pounds off the curb weight, bringing it down to like in the 26s.
Which is like, I think my S2000 right now is going to hit in right around the 2600 flat mark with all the weight that was taken out of it. So like that would be a good comparison. 2,600
pounds, 230 horsepower out of a K24 easily. Fixed roof, yep, a slick top.
Nice seating position too.
Yep. It's a good looking car too. Yeah, great proportions. You can fit nice wheels under them.
The question is though, is like, do you think it's gonna be fast enough?
230 wheel horsepower, and I think it'll be fast enough for me.
But it's an NA 4-cylinder still, that's the only thing. Like, I almost feel like the FR, but again, if you're losing that weight, could be a good car.
I have 230 wheel horsepower in my Miata.
I mean, like,
and it's lighter.
From a track perspective, that's good power for a car to run on track. Mm-hmm. The suspension's very forgiving. Those things rotate, I think, very smoothly. You know, like that has all the merits to make for a really fun, like, track day car, but still be something that's comfortable to drive to and from the track.
Exactly. And it's a platform we don't have around here. It can be some new content, you know? You can learn some stuff. Gain some followers.
Let us know what you guys think about that. The other alternative I threw up to Matchew was to get a 370Z.
I'd be open to that.
Because the Genesis was like not a bad car, But it was hurting in a lot of areas where like the 370Z is like,
handling just wasn't there.
it's still going to be quiet, comfortable, but it's going to have more sports car oriented handling, engine performance. They seem to respond really well to bolt-on NA mods.
I could entertain that. I mean, it'd have to have the right exhaust because I do not want those.
You don't want Chewbacca noises?
Trumpet noise, no.
They sound bad, yeah.
It'd have to be the right exhaust. Yeah, I'd entertain that, but I still think it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to feel. I felt in the Genesis it was just too heavy.
Yeah, I mean, you would be substantially lower with a K-swapped FRS. Yeah. Let us know, FRS
or if you have one with a
370Z.
spun bearing or something like that.
Yeah, do you have one of those like flat engine FRSs with a blown motor because they all blow up?
High mileage, it burns a lot of oil, like
blown head gasket.
Blown head gasket, yeah.
Yeah, that one. I know somebody's got to have one. I know you do.
Yep.
Let Matchew know, he'll buy it.
I'll buy it.
He's got money burning a hole. I mean, other potentials. I said S2000 too because they're starting to. They seem. I saw some that were like coming back down a little bit, and I don't think they'll ever go cheaper than what they are coming down to now.
Yeah, it's potential.
But then that's boring because we already have an S2000. We have plenty of S2000 content. But I mean, we could do a build off S2000 versus S2000.
You're already leagues ahead of me. You already have the cars almost sorted completely.
And look at how long it took me to get
shaved head. You've got all the blades.
Look how long it took me to get here.
Like 240 horsepower at the wheels. Mm-hmm. Like let me do a K-swap into something.
That would be cool.
A K-swap NC would be cool. But
a K-swap NC would be cool too, but
they don't have a direct kit for it yet.
Because the exhaust is on the right side on that engine.
Mm-hmm. You wanted to do that stupid crossover.
That MZR thing sucks.
Those Duratec, they've done some stuff with the Duratec motors, like for Caterhams.
Cosworth made a version of it that was like all hopped up with ITBs and stuff. I don't know if you can still buy them. They were expensive, but they were like 300 crank horsepower. They were pretty good.
The NC could have used a 2.5 swap too. And
we tested that dude. Did we ever hear that? I drove that dude's 2.5 swap.
Yeah, I think we had a footage issue with that one.
I drove one. I wasn't that impressed with it.
One of those with cams and like, BBR stuff.
Yeah.
Like a BBR 200 kit. It'd be more than 200 because it's a 2.5.
In his defense, like it was, I think he literally just had the swap and like an intake and exhaust. Like there wasn't anything fancy for the exhaust manifold. I don't think there was any tuning. Like
yeah, I think an exhaust manifold, cams, and a tune, like it's gonna be a completely different feeling engine.
I mean, what else is there at this point that's like even like worth entertaining?
I've looked. I went to like the Japanese like JDM import market too because I'm like, oh, I can get tons of like Silvias and like JZX.
I told him get a Soarer.
Yeah, or Soarer.
Or one JZ like and a manual.
And then I found what was it? The Chaser with JZX 90. Is that what it is?
The Camry one.
Whatever, the Camry one. With a 1J and a 5-speed. I'm like, oh, how much is this thing? It's like $27,900. Like, that's a cool car. But like
that's a cool car for like 12 grand.
Yeah, even 15, 20 maybe.
No.
20 stretching it.
I would, in my head, I can justify like 15 to 18 grand for a manual Soarer. Because I watched them when they were selling for those prices.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem.
For a manual black interior Soarer.
Yeah.
15 to 18 grand, like clean. Now forget it. Who knows what that car costs?
Yeah.
It's all going to crap because all you young bloods jacking this price.
Although, like, who knows? Like, if it's like a 90s JDM car, how quiet and comfortable is it going to be? Is it going to be just a shit box on the inside?
I mean, like, I feel like that's the Lexus here, right?
Yeah, that should be fine. Altezas are going to be legal next year.
My 98 Lexus is quiet as like all hell. It's nice inside that thing.
98 is next year, right? For 25 years?
Yes.
So, Altezza.
But they were only 4 cylinders.
Yeah, they were the beams.
Which is a cool motor, but not the right chassis for it. It's too heavy.
Yeah, it is a big chassis for that thing.
I mean, that's cool if you want like I mean, they're quiet. IS 300s are quiet. So you can have pimpy luxury sedan with like
You know some ITBs on one of those?
The Beams ones didn't come with ITBs.
They did like their own like weird valving in the intake manifold, I think. Like
right, but people like actually put the ITBs on.
Yeah.
Didn't Speed Academy guys do an ITB beam swap?
Connie, his Celica. I think it just got painted actually.
No. Like Dave drove somebody's IS300, and I think it was a Forza.
Yeah, it was there.
Or it was an Altezza, and it was Forza. Oh, was it there that day?
Yeah, it was there.
Did it have ITBs?
No, it didn't. I went for a ride with him. It was stock.
Oh, I thought he did a video on one that did have ITBs. I don't know. My memory's failing me. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
tell us what you think Matchew should do.
I feel like this is deja vu all over again, like when I was about to buy the Genesis.
It is.
And I should have bought a...
But now you're that much more educated.
I should have bought something different back then.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't.
Yeah,
So you're here for a reason, because that's how you were supposed to be here.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't lose money on that car, and I learned a lot. So
that's right. So now it's time to look at the next adventure in life, Matchew.
Making up for weight with tire compound is not equal
fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Okay.
That was a nice awkward silence.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that we have left to cover. I don't think so.
I think we're good.
If somebody wants to buy the red Miata, let me know.
I thought we were doing a giveaway.
Oh yeah, we're gonna give away that car.
Dip our toes into that market that's saturated now.
Maybe I should sell the Z4M. I haven't driven that thing either.
You haven't driven a sports car this year.
I haven't driven a single car this year, and what's today? August what?
It's almost September.
But I mean, here's the other part of it, guys. And I don't know, those of you've been following, you probably know. Those of you not, like, I work a full-time job. I have a business that I've been growing very aggressively. I work 6 days a week. Sunday's my only day off, and a lot of times I'm working at night, trying to have some sort of a love life and a relationship, so nurturing that. And then it's like, you know, any free time that I have, I try to get on a motorcycle because that's new and newer, and like I'm still like evolving as a rider, and like it's challenging. Like car stuff, I kind of feel like I hit my peak. I'm not gonna I don't want to keep. I have to go really fast on the street in a car to like feel like I'm doing something, and it's just dangerous. Where like a bike, it's way dangerous. So like you don't have to go that fast.
Is it not dangerous?
You don't have to go nearly as fast to like feel that sort of sensation. And I'm not gonna like.
And you don't go fast, right? On one wheel.
I like doing wheelies. So wheelies is like a challenging thing. It's like it's kind of like
car,
drifting. Yeah, it's like drifting on a car, and that's super fun. And I've been working on my wheelie game, and you know I like driving or riding spiritedly. The Panigale is like absurd. Like I think I did almost 100. I did 171. Like not really meaning to the other day. I mean it's like that fast. It just gets up there. But like that bike is like almost not as enjoyable on like the back roads because like you have to go fast for everything to like work. And it gets hot as sin if you just putz it around. But like the slower bikes, which are not really slow, like I think my slowest motorcycle is an 11-second motorcycle. But it's like fun hustling that around and wheeling it and doing all the knucklehead stuff. I wouldn't say get a bike because like they are dangerous, and like God forbid like somebody buys a bike on my recommendation, like something happens to you. Like I don't want that on my conscience. But
I feel like you gotta ride the proper areas. Don't like commuting in like a busy city is not. That's where people are gonna die on one.
I'll just say this: for me, it's been super therapeutic because I have a brain that doesn't shut off because I always have a million things on my freaking mind, a million things that I have to do. And it's like when I go out on a motorcycle, I'm hyper focused because the risks are high, and I'm like concerned about not dying or getting hit by somebody. So like it's almost meditative where like I'm just focusing on that one thing and I feel better.
Forget about everything else.
Yeah, and then my brother and I, we do it together. Like we bond over it. Like it's just been really cool thing to change it up. And I'm not giving up on cars. I'm still always gonna have cars, but like cars were it forever. So having something that's just a little bit different is a nice change of pace, and I'm just kind of enjoying that. I'm sure the novelty will wear off like all things in life, but for now, it's been like I don't feel like I'm like missing out on the car thing right now.
Yeah.
I know that, and that's crazy for me to say. Like years ago, I would have been like having a fucking anxiety attack because like I haven't driven a car yet this year, but I feel like I've been getting like my gearheadedness fix on the bikes.
Yeah, it's just different.
Just different. That's all. It's like getting a new car. Like it's just different. Very different. That's it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's it for this one. How long has that been?
Probably too long. All right. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We will pick things back up with Project AP1S2000. We have Exoset content coming very soon. And maybe Rotary Miata. We'll see.
That's it. We got cut off, but this is the real ending.
Kids, I hope you're all doing well.
Be happy, not like me.
Be happy.
And that's it. Have a good night.